This young man is Kurt, who has a social media channel named Kurt's World, on which he started uploading content related to his life since he moved from Los Angeles to Azusa with his parents. Whenever he is online, he is streaming live on social media showing every moment of his life. He shares about his dad Chris and his dog in the studio, and also that his parents got divorced so he had to live with his mom for a while, where he developed interest in online gaming and he recorded that too. Kurt wants to become famous on social media and have lots of followers, so for this he always do something different and record it for his channel. He first tried to make music, then he did some product reviews, and also some babysitting, because babies attract a lot of viewers, and some of those kids even became his friend. One of them is Bobby, who loves to play online games, and they show it live on social media. Bobby actually has a good number of followers on social media, and that is why Kurt tries to make videos with him, but Bobby doesn't like to be bothered while he is playing games, and so he yells at Kurt. But Kurt still tries to do different things, and eventually he becomes a spree driver. Fast forward to 10 years, Kurt is still trying to make a name on social media, but all his efforts are meaningless as he barely gained some views and close to 0 followers. Nothing is working and Kurt feels like giving up, but then after a few days, he posts a video on social media saying that he got an idea, and this idea will make him go viral on social media. He will call this strategy, the lesson, and he will execute this plan in his car. On April 2019, Kurt finally goes viral with this video. At the start of the video, he introduces himself as Kurt, and tells the viewers that he has prepared the water bottles for his passengers, and sets up the cameras before driving to meet his mom. While talking to the camera his mom calls him in, he runs inside, and then comes back with a bracelet in his hand, which he hangs around the rear view mirror. He starts driving, and then he finds his first passenger. He picks up the guy named Frederick who wants to go to Highland Park. Later, Frederick notices the cameras and asks why he is being recorded, but Kurt simply says it's just for his own safety. On their way, Frederick shares he is going to give a speech in front of 3,000 people. Kurt admires Frederick for having a huge audience. Later, it's revealed that Frederick is a white supremacist and racist, and wants Kurt to think the same way, but Kurt refuses, saying he thinks racism is a stupid thing. Kurt then reveals that Bobby has joined his live chat, and the scene shifts to Bobby and his multiple videos, him on a hoverboard, stealing people's phone for fun and views and a lot of other stupid things, but still, Bobby is very popular on social media. Kurt then requests Frederick to stop promoting racism on his live, but then, Kurt suddenly starts driving rashly, just for the viewers' entertainment. Kurt asks Frederick to drink the water if he's thirsty. Frederick drinks the water but the water tastes bad. Kurt stays silent on this, but a flashback comes up showing Kurt injecting poison in some water bottles. Back in the car, Frederick starts coughing and choking due to the poison. Kurt drives faster as Frederick tries to escape, and eventually, Frederick dies, but Kurt seems to enjoy Frederick's death as he shows a victory sign, and claims that this is just the beginning, a lot more is coming. For his next trip, he picks up a woman named Andrea. She puts her stuff inside the trunk, and as she gets inside, she's in a heated argument with her husband, and while she was on the phone, she mistakenly takes a sip from the water bottle, and dies few moments later. Kurt sits closer to her and unlocks her phone. He gets a call from his father but he rejects it, and then give himself a 5-star rating from Andrea's phone, and also replies abusively to her husband. Later we see Kurt driving while listening to some shit rock music. A passenger is sitting behind minding his own business, but Kurt tries to gain his attention by telling him that the music playing in the car is composed by him. In the traffic, while Kurt enjoys his senseless music, the passenger named Mario is getting impatient as he wants to reach his destination soon, but then, Kurt gets another passenger for the ride. So he takes the new route to pick up the passenger. This makes Mario angry, but Kurt explains that this is what he gets when he chooses spree social. They reach the pickup location, and finds Jesse Adams, but Jesse cancels the ride as she doesn't feel comfortable, but Kurt convinces her saying he will not charge her anything, so she sits inside. Then Mario tries to flirt with her, and asks Kurt to turn off the shitty music, but then, Mario recognizes Jesse as a popular comedian with a large audience. He goes live on Instagram and tells everyone that he's with Jesse Adams, which pisses her off. The two gets into an argument. Jesse then goes live on Instagram and shows everyone the stupid face of Mario, and how he's been troubling her. But then Mario says that being popular on Instagram has got into her head. Kurt instantly stops the car, and asks Mario to get out, but instead of him, Jessie leaves the car, and on her way out, she grabs one bottle, throws the water in Mario's face and leaves. After this embarrassing incident, they start their journey again, but Kurt takes him along an empty road saying that it's a shortcut. Mario then starts receiving hate from Jessie's followers on social media. Mario gets angry and starts swearing, and when the car stops, Mario goes out to piss. But Kurt starts reversing the car and smashes into Mario, which sends him flying over the car. Kurt enjoys as he starts driving and runs the car over Mario's body. He later stops at a gas station and starts filling gas in the car. While talking to Bobby, who is the only person watching him now, Bobby suggests Kurt to do some WTF moment videos or nothing will happen. That night, he picks up 3 people who pisses their pants at Kurt's rash driving. One of the girls comes forward to sit in the front seat. Her name is London and she starts flirting with Kurt. But then Kurt offers to drive them to a secluded place so they can have some fun. They all agree to this. They reach the place, which is a scary car garage. Kurt then asks them to get their heads out of the sunroof, and starts driving rash. But the couple seems to enjoy this and so they start a live video on Instagram. But Kurt closes the sunroof and the couple is now stuck. Kurt shares with London that this is the place he grew up in, but then, he speeds up and breaks the gates to enter a junkyard, where the car is attacked by 2 wild pit bulls, who climbs up the car and brutally kills the couple, and then Kurt takes out a drill and kills London. The next scene shows Kurt going through a car wash, and cleaning all the bloodstains, and in the meantime he calls Bobby and asks if he saw what he did with those people just 2 minutes ago. But Bobby doesn't like it and suggests him to take inspiration from Jesse Adams. So as he leaves the car wash, Kurt begins to scroll through Jesse Adams' Instagram page and watches some of her videos. But Kurt finds that Jesse Adams is doing nothing special but is still having a great following. He becomes jealous because he's doing so much for the viewers but they're still not interested in his content. While Jesse goes in her room to check out a dress, Kurt parks outside the house, gets out the car and knocks on the door. Jesse hears a knock on her door and goes to check, but it turns out this is Bobby's house. He shows Bobby live on his channel and requests him to give Kurt a shoutout, but Bobby starts roasting him live, saying that Kurt was his babysitter but now is a psychopath killer who wants to become famous. But then, Kurt pulls out a knife and stabs him. Bobby takes out a gun and tries to shoot Kurt in order to save himself, but Kurt attacks him and acquires the gun. The people on live are confused if this is all fake or actually real, but then we hear gunshots. Kurt holds the camera steady and shows everyone the body of Bobby covered in blood. The scene shifts to Jesse, who is currently with the dude who was knocking on her door. While Jesse is live on Instagram, it is revealed that the guy's name is Miles. Back to Bobby's house, Kurt takes a shower to clean himself and shows it on the live stream. Realizing that more than 100 people are watching him live makes him scream and dance in happiness. Getting out of the shower, he takes over Bobby's system and shows himself live from Bobby's channel. While around 4,000 people were watching him, he gets a text from his dad Chris asking Kurt to pick him up, because he wants to go to the club and see Uno, who is a very famous influencer. When Kurt picks up his dad begins to explain how he got into an argument with her mother, but in the middle of their conversation, Chris finds the gun in the glove box, but Kurt convinces him that it's just for his own safety. On their way, Kurt breaks multiple signals and crosses many red lights. They reach the club and Chris goes live. Kurt begins to realize that it's a strip club, not a dance club. They meet Uno and her friends. Then Kurt asks her to come in his live video. She agrees to do it, and then comments starts popping up saying how hot she is. Afterwards, Kurt leaves and gets inside his car, but Uno comes up to him asking if he can drop her to a taco truck. Kurt agrees. They go to the place and Uno gets some pictures of her clicked by Kurt. While Uno sits in the car, Kurt gets in the line to get some food for Uno, but then, Uno finds the gun, and starts showing it to her fans on live. While Kurt grabs the food, Uno takes a sip from the water bottle. She starts coughing soon, and when Kurt gets inside he finds her unconscious. But before he could do something about it, 2 cops comes up to him as they find him sketchy. They interrogate him and then start taking a sobriety test of Kurt. But then, Uno wakes up, and out of panic, she picks up the gun and shoots the officer dead before running away. Kurt quickly gets into his car and begins to escape, but is chased by the cops. He drives rashly on the wrong side of the highway, but Kurt is still excited as his viewers find all of this entertaining. After a long chase, he manages to get himself off the highway, and starts boasting about it, but as he enters a construction area, his car tumbles and crashes upside down. The scene shifts to the show named Joke Bros, where Miles is trying so hard to make the people laugh, but nothing seems to work. He then welcomes Jesse Adams to the stage, and everyone is hyped up as she starts talking. But then, Kurt comes back on his live stream, and is sitting among the audience of the show. The viewers are surprised how he survived that crash. While everybody is live streaming her on social media, Jesse begins to explain that incident she had with Kurt during her spree ride. Kurt gets frustrated with her making fun of him in front of everyone, and is about to shoot her, but then, Jesse begins to explain that she was just like Kurt before, and will be somewhere better in life if she now quits social media, and she does announces her retirement from social media by breaking her phone. Jesse's words changed Kurt's mind, and he leaves the place. Backstage, we see Miles constantly trying to impress Jesse, but Jesse shows no interest. Meanwhile, Kurt orders a cab and gets inside, but later he steals the old man's car. Back to the club, Miles offers to drop Jesse home, but she orders a cab and leaves, but to her surprise, the driver is Kurt, who begins to remind her that they have met before. Jesse clearly remembers who he is, but then she becomes uncomfortable when Kurt drives the wrong way, so she asks him to stop, but Kurt starts driving faster saying that he is taking her to his house, so they can make a sex tape and become popular on social media. With no choice left, she grabs a wire and tries to choke Kurt from behind, but receives a punch in her face, which knocks her out. He drives to his house, then lays her in front of the car, and makes a poll on social media asking his viewers what they want him to do with her, in which to kill, receives the maximum votes. Kurt begins to drive to run her over, but Jesse disappears, so he goes out to look for her, but Jesse comes from behind and sits in the car. She starts driving while trying to smash him, but Kurt runs into his house. Jesse chases him, but crashes the car into the living room. Kurt comes and tries to attack her, but she hits him back and he runs off to another room. Jesse gets out and picks up Kurt's phone with shaky hands, and is shocked to see that people are still watching this on live. But then, Chris comes in, drunk and high on drugs. When he comes closer to Jesse, she starts stepping backwards, but she trips over a dead body. Then Chris starts crying over the dead body of his wife. It is then revealed that back in the time when his mother called him in, Kurt actually killed his mother and stole the necklace from her neck. Now, Kurt gets the gun from the car, and shoots his dad. A scared Jesse sneaks into the car and starts it, but the car is stuck and can't be reversed. Kurt tries to shoot her but the gun goes empty, so Jesse starts to accelerate forward and hits Kurt, and she keeps on dragging until he's crushed upon the wall. One of the viewers requests Jesse to go and check if Kurt is alive or not, so she slowly gets out, approaches him, and finds that Kurt is still alive. She hits him hard in the face and keeps on hitting, and more than 50,000 people are watching as she finally kills Kurt. Later, a viewer asks her to take a selfie with Kurt, so she clicks a selfie while showing everyone the butchered face of Kurt. She posts the photo online, and people over the internet gets to know about Kurt and starts reacting on his brutal life lessons, and killing stories that are going viral on the internet. This is where the movie ends. Subscribe to the channel if you love movies, like and share the video, we appreciate it. See you again.